Evolved, your home for Halo.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Jazwares review here on Podcast Evolved. Today we have got the Unsc Checkpoint from the World of Halo line in hand, as you can see just there. In this pack, we get a Spartan Gungnir, a Elite Mercenary, a couple of crates, a bunch of weapons, a weapons rack, a mounted turret, some fusion coils, and 10 terrain base plates. So really cool looking pack. Comes in the usual UNSC livery. You can see on the back we have got some of the other figures from the assortment, including this 2-pack, which I don't think has been seen yet. So hopefully that releases soon. And with all of that said, we will get this out of the box. Now I know some people, Demarcation Media in particular, shout out to his channel, really cool guy, you should go and check out his Mega Constructs content, have said that this pack has some quality control issues. So I'm opening this with some degree of apprehension here. And right off the back, I'm not really liking the quality of this packaging. This cardboard is just tearing apart. You can see the top's just come off. You'd think you could just pull it straight out, but you can't because there's pieces attached to the back plate. Or maybe, okay, we can. So we can get all of that out straight away, as you can see there. But then we still have those attached to the back plate alongside the drop wall. So what we'll do is I guess just pick at that at the top is probably the best way of doing it, and then sliding them out. Only the most professional reviews here on Podcast Evolved, or Evolved for you guys. So you can see we get a lot of base plates. You can build some nice scenery with these. You get a good variety of them, to be fair to them. They put quite a few different types in here, which is quite cool to see actually. So you could sort of thread it together. Sorry, that is looking really bright on camera. There we go. So you see you get these unique stone ones that haven't actually come in that sort of colour scheme in any other pack, I don't think. Dark green, light green. And if we were to bring in some more, so I've got some more from another assortment here, and connect them, then I'd have quite a big battlefield. So that is something I will have to have a play with. But for now, we will take a look at the drop wall. Since that is also out of the packaging, you can see if I put my hand behind it, you essentially get some texture work to it, so it functions as the drop wall. And the little drop wall piece just here, which connects onto it. It's got some decent texture packed in there for such a small piece. Doesn't look awful by any stretch of the imagination. If we move this out of the way, then we can focus on it a bit better. Looks quite cool, I have to admit. And that just kind of clips in, like so. And then stands up. You can see without my hand behind it, you can't really see it. It's got a good transparency to it. Really good transparent yellow. Actually a decent piece, not really much more to say about that. Now the main focus of the set is everything that's in here, I would argue. So if we cut that, then we can begin to take a look at the other elements. Now I have seen some massive quality control issues with this set, so I am quite nervous coming into it, I won't lie. We'll take a look at this little fusion coil here first. So you can see, nice little fusion coil. You get some yellow paint going through the middle, some yellow plastic. Well sculpted, you've got little areas on the sides where figures could grab it. That works quite well. Looks quite good actually as a little accessory piece. We then get 2 of these huge Unsc crates. You can see, absolutely massive for what they are. They've got a little UNSC stamp on them. You've got some what I'm hoping is white paint and not plastic stress marks there. I'm hoping that's white paint. This could be problematic. Okay, so no, that is plastic stress marks. That's not great. You've got stress marks there on the plastic, which will eventually give out, unfortunately. You can see it's already starting to give out at the back. So these have shipped in a state where they are already giving out, which is not particularly fantastic. Luckily, with the kind of connection it's got, I think that would hold in place, even without them, just about, with a little bit of blue tack. But I'm not impressed with that connection joint at all. That, you can see there's already stress on it. That's ridiculous for a new product. The same on the other ones as well. Can you stack them? You can kind of stack them. I think you'd have to take the lid off of one and then stack them. You can see they're nice. They're really large crates, which is good for set dressing and background pieces, but the quality on them just isn't that fantastic, unfortunately. Just a little hinge joint would have been good. I think Demarcation Media said the same in his video. Really would have improved the quality here. So, unfortunate. They're nice inclusions, but they're not quite what I wanted. Then we'll keep going. We've got to go at pace. I've got to keep this review under 20 minutes to be able to film it. We have got a gorgeous, like really sort of neon, almost purple elite mercenary with a needler. The joints are a little bit stiff on this figure. You can see there, that looks pretty good, all things considered. Good paintwork on it, the same sort of paintwork as on the other elite mercenary, really. And actually on camera it's not quite looking as bright as it is in person. It is a lot brighter in person. It will stand, I hope. And we have a breakage. How awful. So we have got a broken hinge joint on the leg. Ah, man. Well, that's quite a bummer. Again, I did know that quality control was a problem on this set coming in, and it is sad to see that already we have got a broken leg there. So I will have to reach out to Jazwares and ask them about that. So let's put a bit of a dampener on the review, but let's keep going forwards. We get a Gungnir Spartan as well. You can see this figure has got a Gungnir helmet. You've got the normal sort of Spartan arms. I'm being very gentle with the articulation here now. There we go. Normal knee joints, yep. And the ankles are packed in at a bit of a weird angle. So let's just... that's going to be really hard to move as well. I can already tell, just from the amount of resistance in that joint, that getting it to go forward to a natural position is potentially going to snap it. The same on the other side as well. So the issue with this is it's packaged really ridiculously in terms of the fact that the ankles are locked down in that angled down pose. So it means that it's really hard to pose the figure naturally. Yeah, that joint does not want to move. I mean, okay, right, I've managed to get one. Now let's see if we can do the same for the other. Okay, we did the same for the other, phew. So we have a Gungnir Spartan at least. We don't have an elite mercenary, but we do have a functional Gungnir Spartan. I don't know what went wrong with this set in terms of the quality control department on the figures, because that was a lot more challenging than it should have been. Little bit nervous there. Sorry if I'm not that energetic with this review now, guys. I'm actually quite gutted about that elite breaking. You can see we get a spanker, good paintwork on that, all of the stuff we'd expect. I thought this was just going to be grey in the promo pictures, so it's nice that this is actually a painted spanker. That's pretty cool. We get a sniper rifle. I believe this is a new sculpt. You can see it's warped to hell. Ridiculous that a weapon is shipping this warped, frankly. Another big issue with the line. And that is just going to be crazy to sort of flatten out to any extent, really. That is not what you want from your weapons. There needs to be a better packaging solution for these. And this is a new sculpt, I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I have seen people say that this is actually the Spartan collection sculpt. So they essentially included the sniper rifle that came with June, is now apparently the proper size sniper rifle for a 3 3/4 inch Spartan. I don't know if that's accurate or not. I don't know if that is what they've done here, but definitely a very warped looking weapon. We then have got an energy coil. Looks quite cool. Good level of detail packed into it, all things considered. Like this one, these are handy little props to have again. We then get the machine gun turret. Thankfully, I've seen some horror stories of this being warped. Thankfully, mine is not warped, and I am very, very grateful for that. And it's crazy that that's a sentence I'm saying, but there we go. And you can see we get this gorgeous sort of chain gun turret. It is the design that appears in Halo Reach and also Halo Infinite. And you can see it just goes on here. Presumably it can go anywhere. Yay. Yeah, like that. And you can see we do have a chain gun turret. So that is cool. That'll be cool for setting up some Marines, like defending a checkpoint. I like that. That's sort of really what this checkpoint, when you think of a checkpoint, this is what springs to mind for me, like a turret behind some sandbags. So that's quite cool. And then lastly, we get probably the coolest thing, which is this. The UNSC weapons rack. So you can see we've got the little pegs for the weapons showing through. And what this lets us do is just put some weapons in the rack, and then you can remove them, you can take them out and give them to figures. But I'm probably just going to leave them in here because they look great displayed in there. They look really, really cool. And you can see you've got the little UNSC Eagle logo, which looks great. Nice green drab colour scheme for this with some darker green detailing. And you get a Bulldog, a VK-78 Commando, a Hydra, an MA-40 and a BR-55. So great piece. This is absolutely what you're buying this checkpoint for, actually. Not the turret, but this weapons rack. And this is done very well, very nicely. So if we assemble all of the checkpoint essentially, then what you're getting in this pack is some scenery, which is quite important actually. We'll just pile the scenery at the back there. A couple of crates, which we can pile on each other there. A chain gun turret. A shield, which can go back there. A Spartan, who I'm going to give the rocket launcher quickly. Please don't break on me now. There we go. Okay, so a Spartan with a rocket launcher, a couple of fusion coils, and obviously a legless elite. Just there. So I have to admit, right, and this is going to sound counterintuitive considering I've had a figure break on me, but for the amount of money you're paying for this, to get this volume of stuff as a 3 3/4 inch playset is actually really, really cool. And I really like this. It does feel like areas that you find in Infinite when you're going around the map, where there's like a weapons rack and a couple of crates and some dead Marines, and the Banished with what feels like the aftermath of a fight. This does work really well. It is some really, really welcome 3 3/4 inch accessories. It's just such a shame that the poor quality control on the figures themselves really ruined what could have been a fantastic set for me. So I am happy with this set overall. Obviously I've got a broken figure, so be careful with the quality control. And really now whether Jazwares will put that right for me or not, considering I live in the UK and I imported this, will probably have a big impact on my feelings about the world of Halo line going forwards. So that's my thoughts on the UNSC Checkpoint. I hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And until the next video, evolved.